Hey guys, welcome back. I got the GoBar deck out and it's time to close up this pretty mahogany body with this acoustic guitar that we're putting together. I've got the inside sealed with a coat of shellac, as you can see, just to keep the moisture out of it. You know, I think it helps stabilize the wood, obviously, if it has finish on both sides. Oh, before I do that though, I wanted to put this padding down so that bowl that has this sandpaper on it, or this dish I should say, it's not a bowl, doesn't scratch the back of the guitar or dent it in any way. And that fits right down in there just like that. That's the correct radius or correct dish for the back. The top is ready to go. The braces have been refined and got a little poem written on there. And sealed this also, but not where the glue goes, because you don't want to, obviously you don't want to seal where the glue goes. You won't get a good glue joint. So all we have to do now is just get this thing glued together. So I say let's do that. I'm going to put a little bit of glue around here and just dab it on with my finger and come back and clean that a little bit. Now I cannot control whatever squeezes out inside the guitar, but I can clean up whatever little bit of mess I have, which isn't, I don't really see any in there at the moment, but there's always a little bit of squeeze out. You can see where I drilled the holes for the bolt-on neck right there. I didn't drill all the way through. I just drilled so that when I drill this way, after I cut the joint, I don't break out. So I'll be coming back through those holes. That makes sense to you? Because I don't want it to bust out. Because you know how it is when you drill a hole from one side in a piece of wood, it kind of wants to break out the other side. No matter how gentle you seem to be going, the wood just is going to break apart right there. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to get a paper towel with some water on it. I'll be right back. I've got my little notes. Always have the trusty water bottle standing by to help me out. That was the only spot that I see. Of course, some of it is going to squeeze out on the inside. Can't do much about that. We can clean out what squeezes out on the outside though. Or clean up, not clean out. And we'll just put this baby right back in its place. It kind of, after you get the braces cut through, they kind of just snap right back where they're supposed to go. Like that. Make sure our center lines are lined up. They look good. Excuse me. I have this little ring cut in the shape of the guitar so that when I use the GoBar deck, it doesn't put a dent in the top. Spruce is kind of soft. And the GoBar deck has got quite a bit of tension against it, so you could potentially dent the wood, or you would dent the wood. It's not potential at all, it's a fact. So I'm going to start right here in the center and go from there. I'm going to start on that center also, work around. That way I make sure my centers are locked in. That bracing that goes there is locked in. And that looks good. Everything looks like it's going down the way it's supposed to. And we'll just go around from there. I'm going to put one here. And one over here. Then I'll just fill in. That. Closing the box. Seems like we should have do a shot or something, you know? Some champagne. Sounds good already. And I cannot wait to hear what it sounds like. That's the most fun of the whole thing. Now I go in the middle here again. What I do is just keep going in the middle of each space, spreading the pressure around, and then fill in. So I go here, trying to keep even pressure, like that. Get that out of my way. And we got one here. One here. Here. Let's just check it. Oh, sounds like we might be slipping a little bit. Let's make sure we're not slipping. There's actually a ton of pressure pushing up against this thing. Each one of these bars pushing up. Don't seem like it's a lot, but that's why I have these locking collars on here, because I did this one time and it pushed the top off. And that was a little embarrassing. Of course, nobody else saw it, but it was so embarrassing to me. Because I felt like a nut for all this. It pushed it up, and all of these bars, there was about, well, all of them, just went ka-swing all over the shop. And I was like, man, that's not what I intended to do. Everything looks like it's going well so far. Everything is gluing down properly. I don't see any gaps. Nice tight glue joint. Very pretty. All right, now we'll just fill in the best we can here, without causing a cascade of madness to go springing out into the air. I'd like to have square fiberglass rods. I guess they wouldn't be a rod if it was square, but sticks. But I can't seem to find them without, I mean, they make them for battens and sails, on sailboats, obviously. But the cost is a little prohibitive, and these work. So I'm just going to stay satisfied with what I have. Use them. They work fine. I don't do a ton of acoustic guitars anyway, so I don't need to spend a ton of money on special fiberglass blanks or anything. This works fine, and that's a ton of downward pressure on this cage here. So I'm going to move this one over to here because I got one more, and I'm going to distribute that weight in two places here at the center. And that uses all of the rods, and that gives me squeeze out all the way around the box, which means that pressure is pretty even all the way around the box. I could use a little bit more right there because there's a little bit more pressure right here. I'm going to put that like that. This side of the box, when you do the dish, when you spin it around on the dish, you're putting a radius across this way and this way. When you do the bracing though, you only do the radius this way. So over here, you have a little bit of a place where it wants to poke up. The top does, and you have to put a little more tension on it on the end, right here. Not a lot, just a little more. Just to make sure that it gets a good downward pressure. That was the only place I saw where it could probably use a little bit more pressure. Other than that, looks really good. So I'm just shifting some things around a little. Everywhere else, it seems to work really good. No issues, no gaps. Everything's pushing down well. I think we got a good glue joint there. Now I'll just go around and clean the glue up. And that's that. We got the box closed up. So it's just a quick video show you closing the box up. You don't need to watch me cleaning the glue off because you can imagine what that would be, just cleaning glue off. So I'm going to do that. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks for popping back in and watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing Please subscribe if you haven't. If you have already, thank you very much. All right. You guys, please hit the like button. It does something to the algorithms. I would appreciate it if you would just reach up and hit the like button. It only takes a second, okay? All right, we'll see you guys out there. Go see some bands. Peace. Worth Guitars.